Hey everybody, welcome today to our show. This is going to be hopefully a quick one where I'm just going to share my thoughts on Doctor Doom and Robert Downey Jr. returning to Marvel. Now, much better people than me are covering and breaking it down, but still, I got a channel. I like to talk about things I love: Star Wars, sports, Sanford and Son, classic TV, and Marvel. With that, Doctor Doom would probably be in one of my top 3 all-time favorite Marvel villains with Hobgoblin, Juggernaut, and Doctor Doom. Now, let's go to the last, probably one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen Doctor Doom perform in all cinema history.
You've been busy, my friend. Your talents are impressive. Can you understand what I'm saying? Together, we could be unstoppable. Anything would be ours for the taking.
All that you know is at an end.
What do you mean by that? Wait! I said wait!
I know it's just such a small scene, just the interaction between him and the Silver Surfer, and the way he gets, he is like, I don't know, the interaction is great. I love that. And when I saw a preview for that alone sold me. I had to see the movie. Was going to go out and see it, and I did. Oh my gosh. Funny story. This is before the day where it was like, there might have been, you're not going to see this clip, the entire clip again. I left to go to the restroom, right? I'm waiting and waiting. I'm like, oh, that's not going to come for a bit. Literally, as I'm walking back from the restroom, actually running, I hear the music going, duh, like ending. And I knew right then. And my friend is sitting there waiting, going like, bro, you missed it. I missed that scene. And it's my favorite scene, probably of all time, of Doctor Doom movies, right? Some of the other ones are good from part 1. Later on, when he's on the Silver Surfer board, there's some great battles and everything. But I just like the interaction between him and Silver Surfer. Just something about it. It looked really cool. It looked great cinematography on it. So that being said, how do I feel about Robert Downey Jr., one of my favorite actors? Let me show you the first thing I ever saw him in and loved him. I am an older guy. I'm almost in my 50s. Let's check that real quick.
It's the same with my family, except Mama wouldn't let me join a gang because Donnie got his ass kicked so bad. So she just outlawed it.
Yeah, what happens if you break tradition?
I don't know. I don't want to find out. I think this is one of Nick's favorites.
Yeah, that was the movie called Tough Turf. Now, I also love that he did, one of my favorite also was Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. He was always playing this kind of dorky, hysterical guy. And then Tough Turf, different personality, but really liked him in that. So he made such a huge career in the 80s as I was growing up as much younger, right? Like 7, 8, 9. But growing up and seeing these movies, I shouldn't have, but my dad didn't care. But with that, you also had Weird Science. Like he was a staple in the 80s as that kind of dorky guy. Then he turned into the bully guy. And then he disappeared. We all know he made great movies and then disappeared. Everything that happened. He comes back, becomes Iron Man, and just takes over the Marvel Universe, restarts his career, becomes we know the history. But the fact that now you take a personal favorite actor of mine in my younger days, seen him, and then you take one of my all-time favorite villains, Doctor Doom. And if you tell me you put those two together, I'm going to say instant hit. I'm excited, right? I would go, yeah, I'm pumped. I can't wait to do that. And we know Robert Downey Jr. can pull it off. He's an amazing actor. He can pull off Doctor Doom. But the fact that now we got him already established a character. Not too many times have I seen this. And people have gone back and said, hey, well, you know what? He played Cable and he played Thanos. And you're like, yeah, but they're two different universes. They weren't combined. It would be more equivalent to saying Tobey Maguire, who played Spider-Man, now in the same universe, they started a new series up. He played the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn. It has a weird feel. So as we go through it, the number one concern to me would be how are they going to work this in? Is he going to be Doctor Doom? Is he going to be Tony Stark? Is he going to be, because of the multiverse and oh man, don't get me started on the multiverse. I think for me, the success of the multiverse was one time, or actually twice, and that was with Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2, where Mysterio supposedly came over. We know he didn't. I thought that was a great story, way to work that in. And then Spider-Man 3, where we got all 3 of them. After that, I kind of wish they would just put an end to the multiverse stuff, because Now you're going to always be able to pull characters. It cheapens when they die. It cheapens it. I don't think, and as far, and one thing before we get to this, as I try to step by step go through this, I don't think it cheapens Robert Downey Jr.'s death. He's not coming back as Iron Man. Now, maybe this multiverse, maybe this Tony Stark is being mind controlled. Who knows? You could do this with anything. This is why I don't like the multiverse. It's a sandbox. You can do whatever you want. Little kids playing, and there's no limit to what you can do, which I don't like. I think they should have just left Tony Stark out, or Robert Downey Jr. But let's say he comes back. I will hold judgment on what do I think. Like, I'm not going to say no, it won't work. I won't, because I made that mistake one other time. Let's look at an example of where I made the mistake before.
Forever.
Then why do you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. You complete me.
Yeah,
You're a guard.
I was probably at the top of the list of people saying Heath Ledger as the Joker was a nightmare. You know, I was like, no way, man. I just can't see it. Any movie he's ever done, he did Brokeback Mountain. He did the Patriot. Just things where it was like he was a serious role, a love interest, kind of like an Mel Gibson action guy. I just didn't see him pulling off the Joker. And it wasn't one where I was stuck going, hey, you know what, it's Jack Nicholson Joker. It was just I couldn't envision it, right? Little did we know, or I can only speak for myself. A lot of people felt this way as well, though, right? All over social media or whenever it was pushed out, a lot of people were pulling back saying, hey, this is a bad hiring process. We saw that with Michael Keaton as Batman. That worked out. So the fact that we've already had history where we make quick judgments to say, no, this won't work, and how wrong we were, that's why I'm like, you know what? I've learned that I've made mistakes multiple times of making a quick judgment just on a reaction. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, you know what? Robert Downey Jr. is an amazing actor, one of my favorite. Dr. Doom, a great character. I just am curious, how are they going to work this out? One rumor that I saw on Critical Drinker was that he had said someone mentioned that maybe Tony Stark is being mind controlled from Dr. Doom, and he's kind of using him as a puppet, and then that maybe that's a way to, if they break that connection, get a Tony Stark in their universe and bring him back. I would hope they don't do that route. As much as that might sound cool or make sense, unless Marvel's just going, we need Tony Stark back, which I don't think you do. I think you need to not make movies based on unpopular characters. The Marvels didn't care to see it. It could have been great. I didn't watch any of the shows. I didn't watch part 1 Marvels. I didn't care. And a lot of people did. Some people say it was because it was sandwiched between Avengers, the 2 Avengers movies. Makes sense. But the fact that they're kind of done with that character and done with that series and done with all these characters they were trying to force in, and now it's kind of dropping away. It seems like Marvel's now changing direction. And it has nothing to do with male, female, because even with Kang, as much as Jonathan Majors is a great actor, I just felt they were doing a horrible job with his character. Right? When you're like, he's already been defeated twice. Loki defeated him, or the female Loki, I can't remember her name right now. And then Ant-Man defeated him. You're just like, well, if he's such an amazing one in this Kang that lost in Quantum Ant-Man against him, if that one's so great, he just got defeated by a bunch of ants and Ant-Man. So you're like, how great could he have been up against these other Kangs? I'm kind of glad they went away from that, because I was hoping, where is Dr. Doom? Bring Dr. Doom in. I want to get to him ASAP. I thought it should have been him or Galactus that followed Thanos. I didn't want Kang. You know, I didn't think he was going to be great. Didn't enjoy his character. I thought the one from Ant-Man was pretty good, but he got defeated. So you're like, well, where are we going to go from here? Just a bunch of other variants of him. So I'm glad that went away from that. And now we get Dr. Doom and Robert Downey Jr. playing him. So please comment your thoughts. What do you think about Robert Downey Jr.? Are you going to give it a chance? Are you going to give it a fair chance? Or are you already going, nope? Like a lot of people have. They said, nope, it's not going to work. It's recycling. It's cheap. It's a way to try to bring Robert Downey Jr. back. I mean, what are you going to do next? Bring Chris Evans in as someone else, another character, and just bring it back? I hope they don't. They could have easily just bypassed the whole situation with maybe not killing Tony. I mean, you got to move on eventually. Right? Even with Robert Downey Jr., he can't come back forever and save the universe. He's got to go on. He's an older guy, you know. You can't keep going and going doing these. So I got to wait and see. But when I saw it, I was not excited. That is my initial response. When I saw it, a reaction, I was just, what? what? You know, it was like, you could have done so many other things and used so many other people. Julian McMahon, you know, I thought he was outstanding. You could have brought him. I mean, no, I don't think they were going to, but I would have loved that if you had him in there. I thought he did an excellent job as Dr. Doom. There's a lot of other actors. You could have brought a new one no one's even heard of and brought that in, but instead they went with this, and now it's kind of got Marvel back, and maybe this is what they wanted: more talking, more attention. And Robert Downey Jr., he's making the payday, as he should, right? I would come back if you were offering that kind of money. As a new character, that might be fun, because it was probably stale being Tony Stark all the time. They just got to make sure Doom is Dr. Doom, and we can't see Dr. Doom making smart aleck remarks. We can't see grins. We can't see all these different things that made Iron Man so famous. It's got to be Dr. Doom and tough. So those are my thoughts on it. Please share your thoughts as well. Are you excited for the movie Doomsday? I think that's a great title. I can't wait for that. The Fantastic Four movie, that should be great. I hope that looks good. I'm excited for that. I've always been a big Fantastic Four fan. I actually didn't love the originals that they brought with Jessica Alba, and I just didn't. I thought the characters were okay. I think they could have did a better job. I really like Silver Surfer and Doctor Doom in those two movies. So we'll see what happens with this new one, how well it is written and how well it's performed. So please comment. If you enjoyed anything you saw here, give a like and subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Peace.